Should we read these? We have
let's read these.
Right?
All right, welcome to the Animorphs. Oh, wait, shit. All right, welcome to the Anidorks. You're listening to the dorkiest podcast on the podcast-verse. And here, coming to you live, we've got 2 fresh reviews from 2 of our freshest fans. Hey, Miranda, why don't you hop on that mic and read us Night Flyer Dragon's hot new review?
I absolutely would do that. Did you put it in play space?
Working on it. Oh, gotta move fast. Gotta move fast like Sanic.
It's a 5-star review. Let me spoil that.
We only read the 5ers.
I got it.
It's in there.
No! All right. I would be so stoked to do that for you, bro. People Are Talking is the name of the review. I haven't listened to it much myself, but I hear really good things. Of course, most of them are from the creators, but still.
Har, har, har. That guy's a real youngster.
So funny.
So freaking hilarious. Wow. Love that guy.
That's no one that we know.
No, that's not someone that we know. All right, kicking it over to the Edster. Edster's going to give us a little liberal interpretive dance reading.
Hashtag Ed winning.
Oh, hashtag Ed winning.
I can't do a voice. We have a 5-star review from Wirt Woodman. Comedic deep dive into these works of art. Everyone has childhood memories of Animorphs, even if it is just their covers seared into your brain. And the Anidorks crew uncovers some serious gems in this podcast. With hilarity and great chemistry, this crew makes the characters somehow relatable. Highly recommend giving a listen. I think they are relatable.
I think they're extremely relatable. What would you do in their situation?
Hey, the listener is always correct. And thus, they are not relatable, and we make them relatable. We are the magic of the Animorphs. And that's cool. The true meaning of Animorphs. Thank you, Word Woman. Thank you, Night Flyer Dragon. Please leave us more 5-star reviews and always listen to the Anidorks Morning Show. I'm your host, Chrissy McChristopher.
Coming up at 7:53, we've got the weather.
After that, we've got 7:55.
Is this part
more
of Big Sexy
classic
News?
rock hits for you.
BigSexyNews.radio.
Big Sexy Radio.
BigSexyRadio.org.
Big Sexy Radio.
Oh, I'm going to go broke buying all these domains. Jesus. BigSexyNews.org is the only real one.
These may be kids' books, but we discuss dark themes and mature content. There may also be some explicit language. Listener discretion is advised.
So we did it, you guys. We conquered book 6.
Woo!
Yay!
Yeah!
Jake is permanently yerked.
That's right. Book 6 got dominated like computer.
Yeah.
Yes. Which you'll be learning about. Wait, you just learned about.
Yeah.
And he also now goes by Silky Menace.
Silky Menace, that's right.
Yeah.
It's true. And we learned about the important news organization, BigSexyNews.org.
BigSexyNews.org.
Make sure to subscribe to that newsletter coming from us in early 2023. So yeah, what do you guys want to do? Usually like Eddie makes us like a little game to play, but I want to do something different.
You feeling a different vibe?
Feeling frisky. Let's do it.
I don't like that.
Well, it's not how I meant it. It's not how I meant it.
It's a bad cat food. We have listener
We have a Fandolite.
A Fandolite. No, that's already a podcast.
It's already a podcast, but we're allowed to have Fandolites. We can call our fans Fandolites.
Do you think Fandolites pod are fans of our podcast?
Probably not.
So.
They probably know better. Somebody tell them about our podcast for us. What should we call our fans?
Night volleyball team members, Anidorks. They can also just be Anidorks.
They can also be Anidorks, fellow Anidorks.
Yeah.
All
we're
right,
not
cool.
the Anidorks. Our fans are
we're the Anna cool kids.
Yeah. So should we read the email or let's try it and then we can if we want to, we can just cut to the questions.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Should we popcorn read it?
Yes.
Okay.
We should popcorn read all things.
Let me
we
pull
already
it up.
popcorn
Where
read
is
this
it?
email?
We did already popcorn read that
But we didn't popcorn read it
on the air.
for everybody else.
Okay, I'll start.
Where is it?
And then maybe I'll popcorn to Miranda while she's still
It's in the
pulling up
play
the email.
space along with your previous answers.
Oh, yeah.
Which we can't consult. We have to see if we get the same answers.
Oh, really?
No, I'm just kidding. Hello, Anidorks. I've really enjoyed listening to the podcast so far, and I'm glad.
Wait, but this person got it wrong. We're the Anna Cool Kids. It should be Anna
Stop.
Cool Kids. It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. We'll get it in post.
Hello, Anidorks. I've really enjoyed listening to the podcast so far, and I'm glad you are all getting more and more emotionally popcorn Chris.
Invested, and that you're coming around on all the characters. Jake, Popcorn Miranda.
Doesn't get the best introduction because there's so much setup in the first book. But Popcorn Eddie,
Honestly, I think he's a great character. I love all of the kids with my whole heart, and it can be hard to listen to podcasts about the series if the Popcorn Miranda.
hosts are constantly dunking on characters I love. Lol. Same. A few questions, Popcorn Chris.
I don't think I heard you answer these before, but it's possible I missed it if you did. Question 1. Everybody ready for question 1?
I'm ready
Yes.
for question.
You guys look ready for question 1. All right. If you had to choose a primary battle morph, what animal would you choose? And what would your just for fun morph be? This is a good question.
It's a great question.
Primary battle morph.
I mean,
The bear seemed effective.
the
We're
bear,
reading
yeah,
book 7.
look, there's a little spoiler, but Rachel will get a grizzly bear morph. I mean, it is like the strongest predator on land, right? It runs way faster than you think it does. It runs like 30 miles an hour.
That's true.
And it's huge. And it's a bear. I think I'd go bear. I feel like I'm with my girl Rachel on this one.
Yeah,
Eddie, any thoughts?
I think that I feel like I could be an eye eater like Tobias. I think it gives me a lot of opportunities to not be in the battle too, which I don't think that would be. I think I'd like to be fast and be able to escape quickly.
Yeah, you really want to done it.
I'm
You
not.
don't want to.
I'm not the tank.
You don't want to. You don't want to have to clean up the mess afterwards. And those eye strikes are like those are a thing. They're really debilitating.
Yeah,
I think I could do wolf too, though.
Wolf's a good one.
Those, yeah.
They're most
Wolves travel
effective
in
in
packs.
packs, though. Yeah.
I like that. I like having.
but you could also be a lone wolf. That's a
Yeah,
thing.
but I think I would choose the pack. I think I'd want to hang out with my
Would
wolf
you?
friends.
Would you like to morph a pack of wolves?
Yes. There's a new Pokemon.
Yeah, Tandem Mouse.
Yes, and it's like
And the mouse is a pack of mice.
yeah, a
And what are they?
family.
What's the evolution? It's like House of Mouse or some. It's not House of Mouse.
Yeah,
But
Oh
it
my
goes
God,
from
that's
being
incredible.
two clearly gendered mice to a family of clearly
my
gendered
God.
mice.
Oh my god.
so that's me as an Animorph.
Well, with how super effective y'all's morphs were, and now that Pokemon have entered the arena, so to
Oh.
speak, I am gonna pick Scyther.
No, we created the conditions for this.
Basically just a Hork-Bajir, though, isn't it?
Exactly, but it's a cool one that I've always wanted to catch, but I never had in game.
You got to
And
throw
now-
pester balls into the grass to get it out in that first Pokemon snap.
Exactly.
Yeah, wait.
Scyther!
Yeah,
And
how's
I
your
have
call?
Big claws. I was just doing it. Scyther!
That's what they also say. Psy. No, that's
No, that's
Psyduck.
Psyduck. You're talking about Psyduck.
Well, Psyduck
dare.
evolves into Scyther, right?
They're
So-
spelled
No,
entirely
I know, I'm
no,
just
differently.
kidding.
he doesn't.
I'm just kidding.
You're a little-
Eddie, you're
okay.
gonna get us kicked off the internet. They're
does
gonna
Scyther
come take my
evolve?
Pokedex.
No, Scyther is,
There's a metal one in later
Steelix.
games.
Not Steelix. I'm
Oh,
so
I don't know about that.
Scizor.
Scizor. Yeah, but so Scyther. I'm
Yeah.
picking it.
Okay. And then what about our just for fun morphs?
I would do a hummingbird because they can fly backwards and they fly real fast. And I feel like they must just see time slow down all the time.
It's like when you
Yeah.
need to get out, like when you need extra time to think about something, you morph the
like just
hummingbird so that you
Morph
can
in a hummingbird,
experience
write
it.
your paper. Yeah, exactly.
The Adderall of morphs.
That's true. Yeah. Why would you want to fly backwards?
Oh, because no other birds can do it.
Oh. Okay.
If you're in a tricky, imagine if you're in a tricky spot and you need to go backwards, that's an option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It probably will happen to Tobias at some point that he'll try and fly away, but not be able to like change direction fast enough.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Predicting it.
Yeah.
How about you, Ed?
So I feel like my first thought is, I mean, I already said this for Primary Battle Morph too. I think flying would be cool. It's hard not to pick flying, but for more out of curiosity, what I would be curious to experience would be an earthworm, because I like tunnels, and I think it would just be fun. I just think it might be fun to give it a go.
What part of it? I mean, I think it's an inspired answer. I don't mean to. I just like, what would your life be like? You'd be like underground, then you'd be like, oh crap, I'm getting real wet. Then you climb up for a while.
Yeah, I come up
and
for the
then
rain.
you'd like.
If you split Morphed Eddie in half, could we clone Eddie?
We get two little Eddies.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's such a cute idea. We have to do it for science.
I wonder if it's dangerous to go to that level of thought, because like the flea, what was the one where they were in trouble? The ant, right?
Ant. Yeah. Would you have to have a rebirth of a sense of self? Yeah, maybe.
Which some days I wouldn't mind, So
I don't think earthworms are hive minds, though. I don't think they're all out there conspiring.
No, but I also don't know that they have a sense of consciousness.
Yeah, which could be cool.
But we could find out. We could find out. We could learn a lot.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Could they morph
that's
into
a really good
something
answer.
that there's no coming back from, because the mind is just too simple? Do you think that's
It'd be like, can they morph into a person who doesn't like morphing? Or wouldn't morph if they could?
What about you, Miranda?
It's a tough call, right? Part of me wants to just like have that happy dog brain. I love that idea of like that, but when I think about the 2-hour limit, I feel like the obvious answer is an indoor-outdoor cat. This also doubles really well for me because I am a Leo and I seek attention at all costs. Having 8 people for whom I am the center of their world, that sounds great. They all think I'm their cat. They love me like I'm their like they're my only person.
Yeah.
There's some people maybe shouldn't hear this. No. Don't.
Well, you're the which people?
Oh, I'm not trying to say I want like 8 different spouses. I'm trying to say I just want, I want handmaidens. Well, that's really that's more of what it is for a cat anyway. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I want a coterie of people just waiting on me every day. But then you get to come and go and as you please. You get to go be a person. You get to run around. You get to be one of like what is it? They say pound for pound, house cats are like the most destructive forces on the planet. They kill so many birds. They are a small scale ecological disaster everywhere they go. And I just want news articles written about me. So there you go.
Yeah.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
I'm working on a big expose for bigsexynews.org about you right now.
Can't wait to hear their interview with Eileen, the dolphin trainer. That's going to be
nice.
Dude.
Can't believe they
such a
snagged that.
get. I know. Yeah. Such a big get.
Okay. So number 2, do you have a list that tells you when you should read the Chronicles / Megamorph books? The fandom is a bit split on if reading the Andalite Chronicles should come after 13 or 23. I think we're doing it after 13, but I'm not positive. But Hork-Bajir Chronicles should definitely be after 23, if nothing else. Visser should be read after 35. Most of the Megamorphs, aside from the first, which takes place pretty early in the series, can be read more or less whenever.
If you're getting tired of reading, you can popcorn anytime
you can always popcorn that right over.
That's true.
Popcorn that right over. Yeah.
No, but we have a fan-created list of the order the books are in for the ebooks, and it places the first Megamorphs between 7 and 8. And I believe, that it places the Andalite Chronicles after 13, but I'm not 100% sure in that. But we do have a list that we're following.
We can just check real quick. So it's...
I feel like at least in my case, I've consulted like the list that they post on our Animorphs and things like that to
first
see.
Megamorphs. Okay, so our list...
Next.
is next. That's 7.5.
Yes.
And then the Andalite Chronicles is 12.5
So
in
that would
this
be
list.
coming between 12 and 13.
Yeah, that's what this says. What did they say we should do? The
They
Andalite
said
Chronicles should come after 13 or 23.
Well, maybe
okay.
we'll have to reconsider. We do appreciate insight on this as we have not read very far into the series.
Yeah,
so.
that's at least 3 months of releases away. So it's good to start thinking about this now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's just based on the publication dates.
No, I think following the publication dates probably makes the most sense, though, because they can't spoil something.
One would hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say this. If you have a strong opinion about this and you listen to the podcast, send us an email.
Yeah, we'd love to hear it.
And we'll consider it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, or tweet at us at Anidorks, at AnidorksPod.
Especially if you have a controversial opinion. That's always
Yeah. Like,
I believe
we'll
that
read
all the
them
Megamorphs
backwards.
should actually be read 3 years before you do the series. No.
Yeah.
I believe that all the books should be read in the correct, chronological order, but you should read them page for page backwards, starting. So you read last page top to bottom, then the penultimate page top to bottom, then the.
And then, just for some fun, right in the middle, you read the first page.
Yeah.
Just to get a taste of it,
We are thinking about, we don't have a Patreon yet, but we are thinking of doing Alternamorphs, the Choose Your Own Adventure books for
Alternative Morphs. We will have a
Patreon.
Patreon, and I am thinking we will go live with the Patreon at the latest. Let me collect my thoughts. We will have a Patreon, young Edwin, and it will go live in January 2023. It may quietly go live in December, but that's only if you're desperate to give us money, because Christmas comes but once a year.
That's true.
It's going live, Ed.
Cool.
Despite my
With
typos, it's going live.
rebrand. Are we talking about our
With our new logo and a new banner. That's true.
That's
That will
right.
happen.
We've got some very exciting stuff coming up for the Animorphs.
Yeah.
Anidorks. Both.
Well,
Yes.
both, yeah. The Animorphs should be excited that we're excited.
That's right.
What's our next question?
Randy, you want to take 3?
Oh, sure. We've already had
You say
some...
Popcorn Miranda.
Popcorn
Ed.
Miranda. You didn't popcorn me.
We've already had some pretty dark stuff happen in the books, but do any of you have predictions about how dark things may get in the future? And on the other end, any predictions for things that you think will ultimately turn out well, even if the road there is hard? This is tough, right? Here's what I'm thinking. Somebody dies. All right, somebody is going to get perma-killed. Somebody in our core group, I think, by the end of the series is going to be perma-killed. I really feel that way.
Should we throw out guesses for who it is? Tobias.
Jake.
I don't think it will be Tobias, because Tobias has had this, no, I don't think it'll be Tobias. I don't think it'll be Jake, unless Jake does some sort of, Christ-like thing to sacrifice himself for everyone else at the end. But I don't see there being a big messianic figure.
Palpable ew from Eddie.
I don't see there being a big messianic figure in the Animorphs series.
No.
But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. This is... I've read
except for
7
Prince
books.
Elfangor, who died on the cross for our sins.
That's
if
right.
That's a yeah.
But yeah, no, I think probably... So I had this idea, and it's born of a thing that someone told me about a horrible thing that happened to... I don't know why I'm saying this, but there's supposedly a species of, great tortoise that you could, take pieces off and it wouldn't die until you, took important pieces. Probably cut all that. But born from sort of that idea that people would use them as food sources to stay fresh because they would stay alive after you'd taken pieces off of them, I wonder if they're going to use parts of their morphed bodies as a food source.
Oh, wow. Yes. Wow.
Because it's essentially an eternally renewing food source.
Yeah, that's pretty dark.
I guess if the piss goes with,
pretty
then you
dark,
just,
Yeah.
But
that's
I
pretty
think that
good.
overall there is going to be perhaps, I don't think it'll be as morally cut and dry. I'm sorry, are you still reeling from that?
I'm just reeling from that because it's kind of like the Animorphs have their own built-in good berry.
Now wait.
Yeah.
Now wait.
The D&D spell.
If you were to continually eat your own, say, wolf arm, right? Or cow flank.
Haunch.
Haunch.
I don't believe you can remove the flank without killing the...
What's the flank? The
You
flank
just have to have enough time to morph back.
Yeah. Come on, Chris.
God, the pain you would experience.
I'm not saying this is a fun idea.
Yeah. Well, so here's what I'm thinking. If piss goes with, you could just keep eating that same part of your body, morphing back to human, morphing back to the same animal again, and get full on your own body. You just, because I've also been thinking that when...
Is this like self-vor?
Yeah,
what is happening right now?
Yeah. Whenever they're in an animal morph and they take a bite...
Yes.
When they take a bite out of a human and then they morph back to human, the human goes with, assuming that they ingested that bite of.
Well, it wouldn't morph back, though, necessarily, because it's not part of them anymore. So it could still be beef in there.
Here's what I'm going to say about you right now.
They're in combat and then they bite a human controller. Yeah. The human is still in their belly when they're human again.
That's true. That's true. That's why what Rachel did was so fucked up.
And wonderful.
Book 7, which will come. And it was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful thing between her and a bear and a bunch of other people.
And human controllers.
Yeah. I gotta say this about you two right now. Y'all are fucking me up, and I don't want to keep going down this road because it's pretty dark.
Let me throw out. I mean, I think it's what this series is all about, Chris. Questions like this, but my dark theory is not nearly as dark as Miranda's. I just think something's up with the Andalites. I don't know if it's that they're all dead. They're not ever showing up. We say until the Andalites return, but I feel like maybe they're not returning.
They're all goths.
I think they're not as wonderful as they've been made out to be, and I also think that something really. I think we're gonna at least feel for the Yeerks in some way once we learn that history. I think there's something screwy going on there, which we got into kind of in book 6.
Yeah, at the very least, we know that they were living a very simple life as Yeerks until the Andalites showed up. So, or that's at least the way it was painted.
Yeah.
Shall I take us into the next question?
Oh, sure. Do you have a dark theory?
I don't have any dark theories. I don't have any perverted theories. No, I'm just kidding.
Do you have any good theories? Like, what's your...
Yeah, I think Marco's mom's going to retire from being Visser 1.
Yeah, I hope so.
I really think she will. I also think if I had to guess someone to die, I do think it will be Jake.
You think so?
Who else would it be? Can't be Tom.
Here's what I think.
Tom's unkillable.
Cassie and Jake's relationship's too important.
Yeah.
To not kill them both. You're right.
Tobias has already been through so much. I think Tobias's battle is going to be getting toward living a normal life. That leaves Rachel, Marco, and Axe. I don't think Axe is going to die because Elfangor died. So Rachel and Marco. Maybe Marco lives just long enough to see his mom get unyerked.
I could see that. Yeah. That makes me very sad. But, and Rachel's the warrior.
So she might go down in a blaze of glory.
But also we might need Rachel for the final battle.
Yeah.
She's going to make it to the end if she makes it at all.
I agree. I think Cassie and Axe are the two I definitely don't think. I feel like if anyone is the person who lives to tell the story or just like is the character type to survive, I think it's Cassie.
Eileen, the minor.
Yeah. I think Eileen's the Christ figure of this series.
Yes.
She's going to swoop in at the end and be like, "You have done well, my children."
Yes.
She's the Elmist.
Yeah. I think Earth is going to get saved.
You think so?
Yeah, I feel like, especially reading these last couple books, I feel like the thing that they might want to, I don't know, I feel like there's things they want to leave kids with at the end. And I feel like the Earth...
That life is worth living?
Yeah, the Earth is worth saving. And that
you still have to do your homework? Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's a good point. I think the Earth is probably fine, too. I am curious to see what's wrong with the Andalites, though. It's going to take us a minute to find out.
Yeah.
Back when we started this podcast, I thought I had read the first Animorphs book. I think I read the first Andalite Chronicles.
Oh.
So I'm really excited to reread that one to read that one and find out if that's
you read the whole
what
book?
I read. I believe so. Because
our cousins had a lot of them. I know that.
It's true. And I definitely got one as a kid. It's not like that book still exists. Although it might. Our parents' house is full of treasures. All right. Question 4. Popcorn Chris. This isn't so much a question as just some information you might find interesting. All right. No spoilers, I promise. But K.A. Applegate and Michael Grant have been very supportive of the LG Popcornetti
of LGBTQ reading.
No. You didn't pick it up where I passed it off.
Okay. For the characters, K.A. stated that if she were writing the series today...
What? No.
Oh my God, Popcorn Miranda.
She would likely have Tobias be non-binary and use they-them pronouns. Her and Michael have accepted the widely held fan headcanon that Marco is bi Popcorn Chris.
And they like the Marco Popcornetti
/act ship, which is quite popular among fans. And just in general, they are really happy Popcorn Miranda.
With fans interpreting the characters with varying sexualities and gender identities. And it's something they Popcorn Chris
would like to be in core Popcornetti.
Berated into any future adaptations. That's great to hear. I think we kind of had that sense just from like the bits that
I've seen some stuff, but it's nice to know that like the fandom also has that sense that, and it's also nice to know that the creators are like, yeah, if you identify with this character being a certain way, that's awesome, because characters are there to help people and there for people to enjoy and experience and like
it feels
live
like we're writing the
vicariously
books
through.
Together.
Yeah. And it makes me think that maybe, especially because they did this, 2011 update of the books, maybe some of the fan fiction that I've written of Marco and Axe could be incorporated into future.
Yes. Let's start that petition. That'll be on the Patreon.
Yeah.
It's like we've decided to include this fix-it fic for book 54.
Yeah. Especially because we want to get involved with the people who made the books and worked on the books down the line. So that's great to hear, because hopefully we'll talk to at least one of them someday. K. Applegate or Michael.
Either K or A.
Yeah, there you go. Should we close out the email?
Let's read this part all together.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, really enjoying the podcast. There are a bunch of upcoming books. I can't wait to hear what you think of them.
Looking forward to listening.
CJ.
So this is a very sustainable practice for all of our future emails. Just like this.
Send us an email while we're still freaky. We'll get weird with you.
Thank you so much, CJ, for sending us our first fan email to read on the air. We are very excited that anybody is having a good time, because we are having a really great time making it. So
and it means so much that you're listening.
Yeah, and we do love all of the characters.
Yes, especially all of them.
Especially the ones we dunk on.
And important programming note going forward, if you send us an email like this, such nice, fun questions and such, understand that it may get read on the air. And if there's parts of an email, or if you don't want your email to be used in a Minisode or something like that, let us know. It's an opt-out.
Yes.
Yeah.
We would love to hear from you either way, even if it's just for the three of us.
Even if it's just to stoke our little flames. Yeah.
Even if you're just sending us weird gifts, that's totally fine.
Please send all the weird gifts to AnidorksPod. Unless you're related to me, then don't do that. Because
if you want to send Chris artwork of the Animorphs enacting this strange, like, eating method that Miranda came up with.
You want Vor Animorphs fan art? Like, come on.
No,
is that what you're calling for now?
No. Okay, we know we have to pay for that.
Oh, man.
It's up there with Cassie. I mean, this was in the text, I think, but Cassie trying to save endangered species by morphing into that.
I still can't believe that that's the thing that happened to our podcast right out of the gate. Like, it's like we're like 20 minutes in and we're doomed. We're just doomed.
Thanks for listening to Anidorks. We'll be back soon with lots more to say. Until the Andalites return, or at least until next time. See you soon!